Hello folks, and welcome back to more Evercade related content here on my channel. Now, if you caught my unboxing video of the Evercade EXP-R, you'll remember that I showed you the hidden games section and demonstrated how to unlock Rogue 64, that brilliant Commodore 64 roguelike adventure game that's tucked away in the system's secret menu. Well, it turns out that Rogue 64 is just the tip of the iceberg. The Evercade has got a whole bunch of hidden games locked away ready for you to discover, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. We're talking a mix of modern and classic games for the Commodore 64, Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Master System, and even some original Evercade titles, and I'm going to show you how to unlock every single one of them. There's even a few cheeky Easter eggs thrown in for good measure. This is one of those lovely touches that make the Evercade feel special. It's a proper throwback to the days when games had secret codes and hidden content. So without further ado, grab your Evercade and come with me as we go to unlock some hidden games. Let's take a look. Right, first things first, we need to get to the secret menu. Now, if you've already unlocked Rogue 64, then you'll be familiar with this, but let's go through it again for anyone new. Turn on your Evercade EXP-R. You don't need a cartridge inserted for most of these, so if you've got one in, you can leave it there or remove it. It doesn't matter. From the main menu, press the menu button. That's the button there with the three horizontal lines. Scroll down and select Secret Games. You'll see a list of any games that you've already unlocked. In my case, it's just Rogue 64 from the unboxing video. From there, go to the Secret menu. You'll bring up a keyboard screen where you can type in your codes. The interface is straightforward. Use the D-pad to select letters and the A button to confirm each one. You can use uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter which. These codes are not case sensitive. Once you've typed in a code correctly, the game will immediately appear in your secret games list. No need to restart or do anything fancy, it just works. Right, now we know how to get there, let's start unlocking. We've already got Rogue 64 from my unboxing video, but here's a quick recap on how to get this. If you go into the Secrets menu and enter the word Stone, this will unlock a Commodore 64 game called Rogue 64. This is a dungeon crawler game that is the predecessor to the excellent Amiga game Rogue Craft DX, which has recently been released as its own separate cartridge. The fact that Commodore 64 and Amiga games are still being developed today just absolutely blows my mind, quite frankly. You can use this same method to unlock several other games using secret codes, so let's go through them one by one. First up, Gribbly's Day Out, a Commodore 64 platformer from 1985. Head to the Enter New Secret Code screen and type in Gribbly Grobbly. Yes, really. That's Gribbly, all one word, no spaces. Hit confirm and boom, Gribbly's Day Out is now in your secret games collection. This is a quirky little platformer where you play as Gribbly, collecting objects and avoiding enemies. Very much of its era, simple, charming and surprisingly addictive once you get into it. It's classic Commodore 64 stuff from the legendary Andrew Braybrook, who also gave us the likes of Uridium and Alley Cat. Next up, Kubo 1 and 2. Actually 2 games in one, both originally released for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The code for this one is Seiji Was Here. That's SEIJIWASHERE. Presumably a reference to developer Seiji Onishi. Enter that and you'll unlock both Kubo games. These are homebrew puzzle platformers with a retro aesthetic. Think old school NES gameplay with modern design sensibilities. It certainly wears those influences on its sleeve. Kubo 1 is the original, obviously, and Kubo 2 expands on the concept with new levels and mechanics. Both are well worth playing if you enjoy NES era platforming. The game features a cowboy turtle named Kubo on a quest for sacred crystals to save his kidnapped friends from the evil mole, Molga. And if you like these two games, Kubo 3 is one of the games included as part of the Indie Heroes Collection 1 cartridge, which, as I mentioned in my unboxing video, is one of the cartridges that is very firmly on my Evercade wishlist. So the next title, The Lost Mines, is an original game created especially for the Evercade platform. The code to enter to get this particular game is nice and simple. BLOP. That's it. B-L-O-P. 4 letters. Enter that and The Lost Mines is yours. This is a puzzle adventure game where you're exploring mines, avoiding hazards, and collecting treasures. It's got that classic 8-bit feel, but with modern game design. One of the lovely things about Evercade is these original titles that feel like they could have existed back in the day, but are actually brand new. The next game is another Evercade original, Juggling Balls. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. The code to unlock this game is Juggle. That's J-U-G-G-L-E. Straightforward. Enter that and you've unlocked the game. This is a simple but surprisingly challenging skill game where you're playing as Evercade's mascot, Cady, who is juggling balls and trying to keep them in the air. Think of it as a retro take on reaction-based gaming. It's one of those just one more go games that's perfect for quick sessions. Our next game to be unlocked by the secrets menu is Showdown, another Commodore 64 game, this time involving a tense shootout between cowboys. Simply type in the code pew pew and the game is yours. That's P-E-W-P-E-W. This is a modern day Commodore 64 title that was actually released in 2020, which is from Badger Punch Games, the same studio that also made Rogue 64. Now, this is a title that admittedly is better played with a friend, so if you have an Evercade Versus or an Evercade Alpha system, then you'll probably get more enjoyment from this game rather than playing it on your own on the EXP-R. To get the next Evercade hidden game, Sword of Stone, you'll need to sign up for the Evercade newsletter. Easy enough. Inside the box that your cartridge came in, you'll find a website address and a QR code to help you get signed up for this. You'll then get a unique code emailed to you that you can enter into the secret menu, and just like that you have another game unlocked and ready to play. Plus, you can also get some rather nifty Evercade themed wallpapers as well. Sword of Stone is a Game Gear release from 2024 that takes you on an old school Legend of Zelda style role-playing adventure. There's a few different playable characters and it's a pretty open world from the beginning. So just like that, we've unlocked 7 games for the Evercade EXP-R via the secret menu. Rogue 64 from my previous Evercade unboxing video, plus Gribbly's Day Out, Kubo 1 and 2, The Lost Mines, Juggling Balls, Showdown, and Sword of Stone. Well, 8 games if we count Kubo 1 and 2 separately. But we're not quite done yet, my friends. The next batch of games are unlocked using button combinations rather than typed codes. These need to be done from the main menu. That's the screen you see when you first boot up the EXP-R without a cartridge inserted. Make sure you've removed any cartridge if you've got one in. The codes won't work otherwise. The first game that we're going to unlock from this screen is called Fairy Fire, Defender of the Fairies. The method to unlock this particular game is very simple. From the main menu, simply press the menu button 10 times. That's it. It's Simplicity in itself. Just mash that menu button 10 times in a row and you'll have another new game to play in your secret games list. This is a cute shoot 'em up where you're playing as a fairy defending against various threats. Think classic vertical scrolling shooter but with a whimsical fairy theme. Proper arcade style shoot 'em up action. Next up is Gotris, and if the name sounds familiar, that's because it's essentially Tetris for the Sega Master System. And who doesn't like a game of Tetris, am I right? For this one, from the main menu with no cartridge inserted, hold down L2 and R2 and select all at the same time. Hold them for a couple of seconds and Gotris will unlock. So there you go, it's Tetris, sort of, on the Evercade. You know, Tetris, falling blocks, make lines, clear them, don't let the screen fill up. This Master System version is sort of like that, except you're going up against another player, either human or computer controlled, and you have to surround their coloured blocks with your coloured blocks in order to make them disappear. It's perfectly playable and a nice addition to have on the go. Now, the next game has got a brilliantly obtuse name, which is a noise I'm sure I've heard coming from the gents' toilets. That's 6 capital N's in a row, in case you were wondering. This is an NES Homebrew game that once again features Evercade's mascot, Cady. From the main menu with no cartridge inserted, hold down L1 and R1 and up on the D-pad, all at the same time. Hold that for a couple of seconds and will unlock. This is a challenging platformer with minimalistic aesthetics. You're controlling Cady from increasingly difficult levels with precise jumping required. Very much in that difficult but fair category of retro platformers. If you enjoy a challenge, this one's for you. Next up, we have Spacey McRacey. Yes, that's genuinely the name, which is another NES Homebrew title. From the main menu with no cartridge inserted, hold down L1 and R1 and down on the D-pad. Yep, it's the same as but with down instead of up. Hold for a couple of seconds and it will unlock. This is a racing game with a space theme. Think top-down racing with spacecraft instead of cars. Fast-paced, arcade-style action with that classic NES feel. Surprisingly fun once you get used to the controls. Right, brilliant. So that is now all 11 games for the EXP-R unlocked. We've built quite a collection of games here, and this is without having to insert a single cartridge into the Evercade system. Right, now for some bonus Easter eggs that aren't games at all, but are still worth checking out nonetheless because they show the personality behind the Evercade. So head back to the Enter New Secret Code screen where we typed in the game codes earlier and type in the word Circuit. This unlocks a photo of the Evercade versus circuit board. It's just a picture, but it's a nice little tech showcase nonetheless. And finally, type in Guest. This unlocks a welcome joke screen from Ben, presumably Benjamin Sanfilippo, the lead interface programmer. It's a cheeky little message that shows the personal touch behind the system. Okay, another hidden screen is one that might actually prove to be quite useful if you ever need to check that your Evercade system is functioning properly. From the main menu, with no cartridge inserted, hold down X and Y and L1 and R1 all at the same time. You might find it a bit tricky like I did here, but if you can do that, it'll bring up a diagnostic screen where you can test all the buttons, D-pad and screen functions. Very handy for troubleshooting if you ever think that something's not working right. One more Easter egg. When you're in the credits section, keep scrolling even after everything goes black. There are some rather amusing hidden messages from the development team tucked away at the very end. These little touches show the care and personality that went into creating the Evercade. It's not just a product, they are real people behind it who clearly love retro gaming and want you to have fun discovering its various secrets. Now before we wrap up, I should mention that if you own an Evercade Versus, that's the home console version with dual cartridge slots, then there are some more additional hidden games that you can unlock. The first of these is another Evercade original called Hummingz. This one's got a proper button sequence. From the main menu, press L2, L2, R2, R2, L1, L1, R1, R1. That's L2 twice, R2 twice, L1 twice, R1 twice. Get the sequence right and Hummingz will unlock. Now, don't bother trying to input this combination into the EXP-R because it doesn't work. Believe me, I've tried. I'm not sure why this game can't be played on the EXP-R as well. Maybe it's something to do with a licensing issue, but hopefully that's something that can be resolved in the future, as this would be a great little game to be able to play on the go. Now, you can also unlock a number of additional games by inserting specific cartridge combinations into the 2 slots of the Evercade Versus. I believe that this will also work on the Evercade Alpha, which is the bar top arcade version. Now, I do not personally own an Evercade Versus or an Alpha, so I can't go into too much detail on this, but this is what I've managed to find out from doing a spot of research. There are additional hidden games like Arcade Rush, Bang, Dark Chambers, Pyramids of Ra, Worms the Director's Cut, and several others. These require you to have 2 specific cartridges inserted at the same time. For example, Geico Arcade 1 plus Geico Arcade 2 will unlock Bang, or Atari Collection 1 plus Atari Collection 2 will unlock Dark Chambers. Meanwhile, Pico Interactive Collections 1 and 2 will unlock Pyramids of Ra. Both of the Atari Lynx collections together will unlock Raid on Tricity, Second Wave, and both of the Intellivision collections together will unlock Zombie Madness. Furthermore, Pico Interactive Collection 1 and Geico Arcade 1 will unlock the arcade game Twin Brats, and getting the first 2 Commodore 64 collections together will unlock Gyroscope. On a rather annoyed mute point, the Worms collection, together with the Team 17 Collection 1, will unlock Worms Director's Cut. Now, I say annoyed because I really feel that the Team 17 collection should have already had a Worms game included, but I'll go into more detail on that when I review the Team 17 collection next. Yep, that's going to be my next Evercade related video here on the channel. Now, the EXP-R only has a single cartridge slot, so we can't really do these combinations on this device. Although, wouldn't it be great if a future model of the EXP-R had dual cartridge slots as well? That would be good. Well, anyway, if I ever end up picking up an Evercade device that has dual cartridge slots, and thus the ability to unlock these other hidden games, then I'll absolutely do a follow-up video covering those as well. Let me know in the comments section if that's something you'd like to see. Right, so there you have it, the complete guide to unlocking hidden games and other little Easter eggs on the Evercade EXP-R, along with other Evercade devices that I've mentioned. We've gone from having Rogue 64 to a full collection of 11 secret games, plus some fun Easter eggs and diagnostics tools, and that's without inserting a single cartridge. That's genuine added value that Blaze Entertainment have tucked away in the system. And it's these kinds of touches that make the Evercade feel much more special than one of those cheap gaming handhelds that just have a load of ROMs preloaded. You know what I mean, the type of thing that you find on Temu and AliExpress and places like that. Now, I'm going to be continuing my Evercade coverage with some more cartridge reviews very soon. I am a big fan of what Blaze are doing here. We're getting legitimate, licensed retro gaming fun, and these hidden games are just another reason to love and support this platform. So, fire up your Evercade EXP-R, punch in those codes and enjoy your expanded library. And if you discover any secret codes or hidden games that I've missed, then please do let me know in the comments section below. If you found this guide to be useful, hit that like button and subscribe for more Evercade content, retro gaming coverage, and everything else that we do here at the Big Daddy D Reviews. Until next time, happy gaming. Bye for now.